Phil Wrench, Fire Wrench Garage. How are you all doing today? I want to say hi to all the new subscribers out there. It's been a great week. Looks like a lot of you are really enjoying the Mustang project. So I want to thank all of you that have liked and subscribed to the channel this week. I do really appreciate that. So this is kind of a recap of where we are so far. I had a little time this week, so I got the wheels and tires pulled off. But when I left off last time, I got the engine, all the electricals and stuff like that disconnected from the top side. Yeah, stripped the entire interior of the car. So that's what that's all about. I still need to clean off all the moss and other great things that are growing in there. Pretty nasty. Had a mouse living in there. Got the hood off and started pulling off. I pulled off the taillights. I still had to pull off that rear bumper. I pulled off the spoiler and that third brake light. And what else did we get done last time? Got it up on the quick jacks. And then this morning, like I said, I pulled off the tires and the inner wheel well liners, the condenser for the air conditioning, because we're not going to do that. Pulled out the radiator, got that kind of laying out there, kind of draining out, and the fan, got all that done. And then I did get so if you look at this bumper, it's pretty well beat up. I'm not even going to try to repair it. Replacement ones are cheap enough. So I've got the replacement bumper out here on the painting stand doing its thing and coming back into shape. I went with the plain rear bumper instead of the V6 Mustang one. This is not going to be a V6 car anymore. It's going to be a V8 car. So I'm going to just get rid of that. It's kind of ugly anyway. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off these fenders. I've pulled out some of the bolts and stuff, so I'm going to pull off these fenders on both sides. I think the one over on this side is in pretty rough shape. I have one of those coming. It's rusted out and just indented and just cheap quality, and so I want to replace that. But so I'm going to pull those off, and then I'm going to go up underneath the car and start unbolting the K-member and the transmission and all that stuff. I really want to get that dropped out today. So I'm going to put you up on the stand. We'll pull off the fenders, and then we'll go down underneath and start pulling off that K-member. Get you up on the stand here. Hopefully I don't knock around too much. Get you pointed in the right spot. There we go. I'll just take them outside for now. And I'm wearing one of the new shirts. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. If you go to firewrenchgarage.com, there's a whole bunch of different shirts that you can choose from, different colors and styles and things. This is more of a winter theme one. Got the fire garage and the snowmobile. Really nice, comfortable shirt. They're breathable. They don't get you hot, and they don't shrink, which is another nice thing. I hate shirts that go through the laundry for the first time and then you can't wear them again. Get this passenger fender off. Fenders are off. That should give us a little bit more space to get in here and do what we have to do. I'm going to go through and throw a bunch of PB Blaster and all the bolts, and then get underneath here and see what tools I'm going to need. Alright, I got all the bolts done. So now I'm going to go ahead, while I'm waiting for that to soak, I'm going to pull off this cowl cover and the windshield wipers here. Hopefully they come off nice. Probably not. Grab a tool for that. I do have new cowl covers, so I don't really worry about. They're pretty rough shape. This little monster don't want to come out. Let's try the other side. I have to throw some stuff in there too. Or just get buck nasty. The retainers are all the way out, but now it just still doesn't want to come out. I don't know if this is going to do anything. We'll spray some of that up in there too. Get all up in its business. PB Blaster works pretty good on a lot of things. You can get it in there. Give it that little second. See if I can't find another tool here. I don't know if this is gonna do it, but like I said, I don't really care about the cowl. Oh, there we go. See a little bit of PB Blaster? Got it right off of there. There we go. I probably just wasn't doing it right, which is fine. A monster off. Save that for later. That one's still in good shape. Lots of pine needles. Unfortunately, I let this sit outside for a year underneath a pine tree, so it's all full of pine needles and pine sap, and just didn't treat it very well. This car is going to get a full paint job. This is going to get a full paint job. I talked about that on the previous video. Kind of a patriotic scheme is going to go on there. If you look at some of the engine build videos that I did earlier this year, you'll see the paint scheme that I went with on the engine. And that's going to be kind of the same paint scheme that we're going to do for the car itself. Man, that's nasty. Somebody's already replaced these once. This car came out of Georgia and it was sitting in the pure sun, so everything is kind of dried out and dry rotted and crusty and just junk. Take that and throw it on the junk pile. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, I think I'm going to run the vacuum and get some of this stuff out of the way. Guess I can get that piece out. Does it come out of there? It does. Alright, I see a couple bolts in there. So I'll get my screwdriver and get that piece out of there too. Not that I'm going to damage it or anything, but I really want to power wash this car down. Since it's getting a full repaint, I want to make it as clean and nice as possible before I get into that. Let's see, where is my... Yep, throw it on the floor. Just do a trial here. If you didn't know, I had eye surgery and still kind of waiting for my eyesight to come back, so seeing close up like this is kind of a challenge. Oh, I suppose if I put that over there, then I can see it, huh? Yeah, that's good. Let's see, how about this side? Put that one up. And I take all this hardware and I throw it in a Ziploc bag. So when I'm ready to put things back together, I know exactly what all the hardware is for. Is that it? Put one on the bottom. Got one on the bottom on that side. Alright, I think all those are out. Let's see, I gotta find my bags. I put them somewhere. There they are. Going with the real Ziplocs. That's all I had, so stole them out of the wife's cabinet. I guess it's mine too. We share everything. Cowl screws. If you shop at Costco, you can get a lot of this stuff real cheap. Alright. So there it is. I got all those screws that I took out of that cowl. Put it in a Ziploc. Wrote on it with some pen. I'll put it with the rest of the hardware. Alright, so this thing should come up now, right? I pulled all the screws out, didn't I? Don't see any other. Oh, there is one right there. One more. Bag. I'm pretty excited about this project. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. Had to save up some money. I do work a full-time job. This is not my full-time job. So I had to save up some money so that I could buy some parts to do that engine. Oh, there's one more. And they just keep coming. Like I said, I can't see anything. Dang eyes, just... But I'm doing what I can. Going a little slower than I probably want to be, but that's just the way it goes. Where did I see that one? Yeah. Try not to drop it. Alright, put that one in the bag. Maybe now we can pull that out. If you wouldn't mind throwing a comment in the comment section about this project. I like to read comments. I do reply. My channel's small enough that when I see comments come through, I can actually reply to them all. And I like common. There we are. Boy, that one was there's a couple little things in the back. Alright, I'm going to turn off the camera because you don't need to watch me vacuum stuff, but I'm going to vacuum all this stuff up in here. It gets loud and stuff, and nobody really likes listening to a vacuum cleaner. Or maybe you do. Maybe I'll just let it run, and I'll just turn down the volume, and you can actually see what I'm actually doing here. I wonder if I shouldn't take those off too. I think I'm going to take off those. Is it the same one as this one? Nope. Alright, so which one would it be? That one's too big. Oh, I got it in here somewhere. It's this one. There's only about, I don't know, a dozen different sizes on this entire car. So that makes it really easy once you got all your tools laid out. Just grab what you need. Man, they put a lot of shims in this one. Holy moly. Pretty common, honestly. Alright, so put that aside with the hardware. I'll put that in a bag too, so we don't lose it. Alright, that's nice. Now I want to strip this thing all the way down. Like I said, I want to really clean this up. Since it is getting a paint job, just makes everything nicer. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to get the vacuum. Got that sitting outside because it stinks. I sucked up all the stuff from the inside the car, and mice houses and all that good stuff really make a smelly mess. Get it plugged in, find the hose. It's a gorgeous day in Minnesota today. I don't know what this is, the 31st or somewhere towards the end of May, and it's supposed to be, I don't know, mid-80s today, which is crazy for this early in Minnesota, but we'll take it. Alright, here comes the vacuum. I'm going to gather some tools and we're going to start dropping that off. And looks like I need a deep well. It's this one. Pull off that. That's not the right side. It's this one. That one's got a broken off bolt in it too. Everything's got broken off shit. Nope. Come on, little fella. There we go. Goodbye broken off shit. There we are. And I'm putting a brand new BMR K-member underneath this. Get the other side. So I have all brand new parts and pieces for it. Oops, there goes that. Alright, well that'll come off when it comes off. I think. Maybe I try to pull it off. Those bushings are shot. Yeah, maybe not. No, they're all belong. Junk. Let down the junk pile. I got all brand new stuff. There we go. Doing. Alright. That's disconnected. So now you get that from the bottom. Probably. Maybe you can get it from the top. Alright, so I'm gonna get ready to take out the suspension. I'm gonna take the shocks off the top first. Maybe not. It's gonna be like that, huh? Alright, what size is that? 13/16 for that. And then I need a screwdriver to hold that shit in place. So I guess we'll give it a college try. Yeah, no. That's not gonna work. You know what? We're not using these shocks anymore. We're gonna go the violent route. The battery's dead. One bad thing about these grinders on battery operated shit, they go dead quick. Yeah, it's time for a new one of those. Come on off there. I don't need one of those flying off and getting me, that's for sure. I think I got all the life out of that one. Yeah, keep cutting me. Ooh, she hot. She real hot. I don't think I have it out enough to crack it off. What did I do with the other apparatus? No, I don't think I have enough to cut yet. hot. Ooh, she's doing some crackles even. There we go. Haha. Yeah, that was fun. It was real fun. Yeah. Got a little bit of extra pressure in there. Yep, sure does. Alright, now, is this one gonna play nice, or are we gonna have to fight with this one too? Probably gonna have to. Oh god, that stinks. There we go. That one came off nice. Like it was supposed to. I need that cap, but it's there, I guess. Now, for the dangerous part. Let's get that out of the way. Really stinks. Really stinks. Whew. And got that one off. Two springs down. Okay. I guess. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect these brakes. I'm going to redo all the brake lines and stuff anyway. So I'm just going to cut them right off. I'm not even going to fight with it. Not even going to fight. There we go. That side's done. Phew, that rubber stinks. That really stinks. There we go. Brake lines disconnected. Alright. Do I want to take off anything else? Somebody replaced the front calipers on here. PBR. I could actually go for a PBR right now. It's a little early though. Alright. Let's see what size socket that's going to take. I think before I do that, I'm going to get underneath the car and undo the transmission stuff. I'm going to leave everything except for, so there's two bolts on either side that you get from the bottom side here on either side. And then there's two bolts right here where my hand's at. That drops the K-member. Besides that, you have your transmission support bar. So I can get that off. Get the drive shaft out. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of that. Do you want to go underneath and see what it looks like? Then I can show you what it looks like underneath this car. Get down here on our creeper. Let's see, hopefully I don't fall on my ass. Big old fat man going down. Alright, so now you can see these are the bolts that are holding the K-member to the frame. You see that? On both sides. And open here and here. And then you've got the two. Oh, where's my hand at? Right here and right here. I'm just gonna hack off the exhaust because I'm not using that either. And then you have your cross member for your transmission. Here, I've already unhooked the O2 sensors, unhooked the clutch cable. It looks like they didn't think they needed that, and that's probably why this transmission's locked up. It's probably got a bunch of water in it. So I'm gonna take this out off camera, take the drive shaft out, and then I'm gonna pull out the exhaust. And then I'm going to let it down, and then I can pull out those, well, I'll take out these two maybe. Then I'm gonna let it down, take out the other four, and then I should just be able to lift up the car. I might have to get my engine lift out. Oh golly. Get my engine lift out and lift up the car so I can actually clear the engine. I'm gonna probably have to put that on some sort of cart. Just talking to myself so I can get it back out of there. Well, anyway, let's get underneath the car, get the transmission unbolted, drive line out, exhaust out, and then we can come back and get the other bolts. Alright, we're going to pull out these bolts. I got the other two off on the other side. Let's see up underneath here. Oh, that thing is just heavy. Now we just have the two up there to do. So the socket that was used for getting those four out on this side, that's a 15 millimeter, and I believe the big boys are an 18. And I think I'm going to drop this down as far as I can. Maybe I won't be able to drop it down that far, I don't know. Just depends if I can fit this up or not. Oh, I'm gonna have to lift it up. He's ready to go. Tight. Now I think we're going to leave that one for right now. I'm going to get the other two on the other side. If I can get up in there, I might have to lift it up a little bit more. Spinning in there. I'm gonna have to lift this up. It might come crashing down, but I need to get in there with that. Let's try that. Hey, where's it gonna go? Down. lube on them things and everything, and they still want to be little dirty whore bastards. And there's one. And let's see if we can get the other one. That side's off, but I got my tool stuck in there. Situation, I can't get my gun up, and I need that to get to the other side. Son of a biscuit weaver. Engine's just about out though, that's a plus. Maybe I use a jack. There we go. Now let's see if we can get this side. There's only one more to get out of there. Different apparatus here. I don't know if this thing's got enough power to do it though. And drop this back down. Making all sorts of noises. And good ones too, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna need my pliers. I'm gonna do this by vice grips. Oh jeez. Just keep losing stuff here. I just had my vice grips. There they are. Spinning. Alright, now let's see if we can get up in here. We're in the right direction. Come on now. Well, you were kind of a dog. It's always the last one, isn't it? Always the last one. And there it is. Alright, we should be able to lift the car back up now. I think everything should be detached. I guess we'll find out, huh? I got dollies underneath there to support it. I think everything. It might rub on the firewall, but that'll be fine. Maybe I'll move you over so you can see the process here. If I can move the camera right. There we go. Now you can see the engine coming out. Tell me if I'm gonna hit anything. Something's attached. Here's my bar. I think there's one of the bolts on this side that are getting in my way. The other side is fine. Just this one. What are we being hung up on here? Oh, I bet it's the, no, that should just slide out of there though, I think. Put it back down. I think I'm caught on the steering. Forgot about the steering linkage. Get down in there and see it. I should just pull apart though. I'll just pull apart. Oh, maybe it's that one. I bet it's that one. You know, I missed a couple. You're gonna miss a couple too, most likely, unless you've done it before. Alright, so what is that one? It looks like a... looks like a something. What it looks like. Oh, that's too big. What's this one? Yeah, that's the one. There's that. That shouldn't make much of a difference anyway, honestly. Oh, there's a ground in there too. I didn't see that one. Where is that one? It's a little bit bigger. Of course it is. There goes another socket. That one's gone forever. Nope, not that one. Not just that one. Okay. Perfect. That ground is disconnected. There you go, though. Okay, let's try this again. we hung up on here. No, that just slides apart. At least I think that's what happens with that. There. Yeah, lift that back up, push it back down, whatever. Got a wire pinched. And that wire's now out of the way. Hopefully we didn't damage it too bad. That's been disconnected. That's disconnected. That's all good there. Oh, this is my... Oh, I bet you that's what it is. I should have taken that out. Okay, well, no. I gotta find a socket. Well, this bar. That's not that one. There's a 16 or something. All right. Got the fenders off, you saw that before. Got the exhaust out. Torsion bar, sway bar, whatever you want to call it, that's out. And I noticed my camera shut off in the middle of this. I apologize. But you did see the engine drop out, but you didn't get to see it completely out. But here it is. Left it right on the K member. That way, and I put it down on some wheel dollies so I can move it around the garage here and get it back outside. I just need to figure out how I'm going to get this car outside now. But I'll figure that out. Now it's time for cleanup and go from there. Next video, we'll be getting this thing completely cleaned up. Removing everything else that we don't need and starting to put things back together, I think, once I get this stuff out of here. But I'm going to clean up here for the day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for those that have newly subscribed. I really appreciate that, supporting the channel. If you'd like to purchase some merch, please go to firewrenchgarage.com. We have several different shirts and hats on there to purchase. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.